Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. My guest today has been a friend of mine for a long, long time. He's an actor, but I also call him a bodybuilder, even though he doesn't compete, but he stays in awesome shape. He's always muscular. On every TV show I've ever seen him on, he's always had a short sleeve shirt. He's always showing his arms because he has a great tricep. He's a wonderful guy. He's a great actor. He's worked on such shows. Sons of Anarchy, Blue Bloods, Expendables, This Is Us, CSI, Cold Case, the TV show 24, and now he's on the TV show SWAT as one of the SWAT guys, which is a really good role, and he deserves it because he's really good at what he does. We kind of lost the first few minutes of this show, so we picked it up about 3 minutes into it because something happened with a glitch in the camera, but it's my pleasure to have here Peter Onorati. I'm sure you're going to like what he has to say because he's very, very smart, and he knows a lot about not only acting, but training, and working out and diets. So it's my pleasure to have Peter. We're going to pick it up right where we left off. Okay, we were talking about being in shape and having abs, and Shimar on the show has good abs. You said you're going to compete him with the triceps.
Absolutely, that's all I got.
but we do know that a lot of that comes from diet, and then we were talking about cardio because everybody does cardio today.
Right.
I go to the gym and I'll do the bike for 20 minutes. It's 41 calories. That's a cookie in there.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
But the diet is the key, and when you go out to eat, and I eat out a lot because I'm alone, I really pick and choose what I'm going to eat. You know, I eat right. Even though they cook it in the kitchen, I do a little less salt, I don't use salt and this and that. But you're in better shape now than you were a year ago.
Yeah, well, because I had something to train for. When I got the show, I called up one of my friends who's a nutritionist back east. He's been my friend since high school, and I said, hey, listen, I'm going to really, I've got a goal now,
Yeah.
I mean, just working out for health and life and everything else is great, but when I got a goal, I'm going on a show with Shimar Moore and a bunch of young guys. I'm going to train towards that goal, and so I actually did, for the first time in my life, I did a little creatine.
Yeah.
I had never touched it before.
It's not a steroid,
No, I know. I just didn't do it,
right.
And it was amazing, And I think one of the reasons it worked was because I never did it before.
You know, it's funny you bring that up because when I'm out in public and I'm talking to people who just don't know much about training, first thing they say, you don't take steroids, do you? And I said, well, I have. Yeah, of course. Everybody I know has. Well, it's going to kill you. I said, what's your point of reference? They said, I heard it on the news. Well, not to copy anybody who says fake news, but there's a lot of crap out there that's not true.
Yeah.
And I don't know anybody who's ever died from steroids, not even close. And we just talked about cardiology. He has me on testosterone replacement because I'm older and I don't build what I used to.
Well, I've actually found a great natural testosterone sort of booster that this nutritionist friend of mine, he's kind of like a holistic guru.
Mm-hmm.
But we started working out together in high school, summers. I was going off to football, college football, and he was going off to college lacrosse.
Yeah.
Our two colleges played each other. And then we rekindled our friendship when I was in the business world in Manhattan. And we started eating at these little places around our offices on Park Avenue that were all good food and everything. And then he ended up living with me for a while. And here's what the interesting thing is. He used to do only free weights. At that time, it was years ago, I started almost exclusively machines.
Yeah.
So we started working out together.
Mm-hmm.
One night we would do machines, one night we would do free weights.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that he was a bigger guy than I was. The guy's built like a Greek god. His name is John Malatras. He couldn't do what I could do on the machines, and I couldn't touch what he could touch on the free weights.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that represented the idea that the best thing is to combine them.
Boy, I'm glad you said that. When I had Columbo on there, he said the same thing. I've had injuries, from wrestling. I've had injuries in my shoulders and my knee replacement, this and that. So I use machines a lot for pressing and stuff. And then I say, I'm going to go grab the dumbbells, and I go, no, I'm not. And I used to do the 150s. I don't even want to grab the 30s.
Yeah.
But he did tell me that when you do the dumbbells, as you know, other muscles come into play when you're using them.
Yeah.
The machine is very strict from one point to another. So incorporating the both is a good idea.
I think it's a good idea. I also think, though, you grow out of that, too. I mean, we don't need to... at our age, I don't think we need to all the muscle development. I think for me, the machines are quick, and they're optimum, and that's what I need for the, because listen, I have to be honest with you. The gym is the only place I go to in life where my goal is to leave.
Okay.
Okay, I my family thinks I love it. I don't really love the gym, but it's really interesting that the first thing I do in my day is paradoxically go to the gym, something I don't really like doing, but I'm doing for myself.
Yes.
So, like we were talking about before with the show and getting in better shape, there was a goal there now, so I can push myself a little further.
Sure.
I'm teaching my sons how to work out. I said to my son the other day, he lives in San Francisco, I said, okay, here's what you do. I said, now, I'm going to tell you something that's very valuable. I don't know if you can do it or not. Try and fool yourself. Talk to yourself when you're working out, and tell yourself you can do one more, or disparage yourself for not doing one more.
Yeah.
And said all of a sudden in the middle of that conversation in your head, you're doing 2 more reps. You don't even know it.
Yeah.
I said you have to play mind games with yourself.
Yep.
Because you and I grew up pretty much in the same era. All the coaches and that we had. We're all like ex-Marines that were teaching gym and all that. So they treated us like boots. I mean, we couldn't have water on a football field back in New Jersey. And some of the things they did were psychotic. And they'd be in jail today. Even some of them even said that to me in some of our class reunions. But here's the one thing they taught us. And I'm sure there are other ways to do it, but I don't know how I would have gotten it. They taught us to go past our perceived limits. My kids, when they grew up in this environment, never got that.
Well,
it's politically incorrect.
That's called forced reps.
Yeah.
You can't do it all the time. You end up burning out. But it is good. I mean, I used to do them all the time. I'd do another couple of reps, another couple of reps, and then go up in weight. I would pyramid like 12 reps, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and a couple of singles, and go back to 12. Well, sometimes I do that on machines now.
Yeah.
And I still don't do my full limit. I mean, I stop at 8 to 10 reps. I could probably do 20.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I should. Maybe I should. I don't know.
Well, do you have a goal? I mean, are you going to go? Are you going to a contest again?
No, but my goal for me at my age at 73 is to be in the best shape I can be at 73.
Exactly.
Set the example for the younger guys and the guys my age, and just keep moving on. Because, like you have a thought?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
First thing in the morning is go to the gym. I eat my breakfast, I go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because it's a constitution with me. It's part of what I do for a living with this show and staying in shape for people who watch this. And I do enjoy it. It's painful on my joints. It hurts a lot on certain days with arthritis when we have the cold rain, and it's definitely painful.
Yeah.
But I still do it anyway, and I talk when it, and when I'm done, I'm really happy. But the first thing I would do before that, you're going to laugh at me, is I make my bed. And the reason I say that is because I saw an article on anybody
I saw that article.
who makes their bed is organized throughout the day.
I saw that article.
Right?
Yep.
That's where my organization starts.
I don't have to. My wife makes the bed right over me if I don't get it. I'm telling you, you laugh. That's the truth. She just like throw the thing.
They do that. If you go up to get in the bathroom in the middle of the night, you come back, your bed's made. Your side of the bed is made.
Yeah.
But that starts my organization. I have my breakfast, I go to the gym. That's the other where you mix with people in this business,
Right.
where I can move on with what I do and meet new people all the time. And then the rest of the day I do all this kind of stuff. But the gym, if I have to wait till like 3 or 4 o'clock now to go, I don't want to go. Tired, but I used to.
That's what I used to do too. I mean, I used to come home from when I was still in the business world, I would get off the bus at 6:30 and I'd go to the gym and I'd eat dinner at 10:30 at night, you know, and that was unhealthy, but I didn't know it was the only time I could do it. The only thing for me about the gym is, and again, I don't like it that much, but I need it, you know, and if I don't go, I get crazy.
Yes.
Just crazy, you know.
Yeah, it does break your head.
And with regards to pushing yourself, you need that mentality, before you even need a form like force reps or anything like that. And one of the things I found about the best thing about getting older, it gets easier to work hard.
Yeah.
You reach your limits earlier and you're at peace with it.
Yeah, that's very true because, I mean, I always train like 6-7 days a week. I still go in 6 or 7 days a week. Maybe not be a weightlifting day, but it'll be some cardio.
Yeah.
The bike, stretching, working my abs, working my neck, just something.
Yeah.
Because I need to do something.
Right.
But I don't feel I need to do the 20 sets anymore.
No.
10 sets, 12 sets is fine. I seem to get just decent results.
Right.
On the flip side of that, the diet's what really holds that together.
Well, I agree. The diet is tough. And for me, I mean, I'm okay. I eat well. But you know what? I like to have a martini once in a while. And
it's okay.
I think maybe there's...
But your wife makes desserts.
She's a great baker.
I know, I've had some of the stuff.
Yeah, she's a great baker.
And that's hard to resist.
Yep. Yeah.
I have stuff sitting there right now I won't eat.
Yeah.
It's sitting there. I got gifts for Easter and Passover.
Yes,
I won't eat it. I mean, I want to eat it.
Yeah, sure.
But I know that if I do, I'm going to feel lousy after.
Well, or I'm going to eat more than I wanted to eat.
Exactly. I said this on when I had Franco, and I said, sugar to me is a poison. I went out one night with Ina and we had a nice dinner, and then she said, let's get the chocolate lava cake, which I don't really like.
Yeah.
I would rather have pineapple upside down, gingerbread pudding.
Yeah.
All right, so I had the chocolate, and we came home, and then I started to feel really tired. The next morning I woke up, I was exhausted, my eyes were all swollen from the sugar.
I have 2 squares of dark chocolate after lunch every day.
Yeah.
I am a chocoholic, man.
Really? She told me dark chocolate's good.
It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be, and at least I can justify it because.
Well, you said creatine. I have a bottle in my garage. I'm going to bring it and start using it. I haven't done it. What it does is fills the muscle up with water.
Yeah, and I, and then I went off it for a month, and everything was fine, and when I was going back to filming another time, I started up again, and it was funny because it felt like it was still in the system because I used it a little bit less. It was only in a week's time that it put me back to where I was at the peak.
Probably.
But I've never had experience with that stuff, so I never knew how to use it.
But there are people, like I said before, they asked if you take steroids, and I'm not going to lie to them. Yes, I have, and I take testosterone. And creatine's a steroid. No, it's not a steroid. Where's your information? It's definitely not.
No, it's not.
And neither is DHEA.
Oh, no.
DHEA you can buy on Amazon. It's a cream, and what it does is increase your testosterone levels. I bought some 3 months ago, and I rub it on my leg or inside my leg or under my arm, and it's actually helped boost my workouts.
Great.
And it's not a steroid. You're training how many days a week now?
I train 4 days a week on the weights and 1 day cardio, and then Saturday and Sunday I dig holes in my yard. I keep my
You're a
house
gopher.
up. Yeah.
Is this where you're burying all your money?
Yes, exactly. So but and then the other thing too with the filming schedule, like if I can't do my workouts during the week because of filming, I can move them into the weekend and never miss.
Yeah, I get that.
So I really only get, and I told my son this week, I said I really only get 2 full body workouts a week. When we started out, it was always 3.
That's what it used to be, rule of thumb.
Yeah.
No, it's 2 now.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 1. There are the guys that really compete. Sometimes it's 1 body part a week.
Yeah, and we used to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then run on Tuesday and Thursday, and you used to do all body parts in one day.
Right. Well, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the old gyms was men's day. Tuesday and Thursday with ladies.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Yeah.
So I try to hit Tuesday and Thursday as much as possible.
Just feel strong.
Yeah, it's funny. But diet is key, and Sunday can be your junk day, and even then, I don't even want to do junk anymore. I got burnt out on it. On your shows you've had several series.
Yes. Yeah, I had back for my mentor and boss, rest in peace, Stephen Bochco. I had 2 of my own series for him, and then I worked on NYPD for a season with him and his Murder 1. And then he created another one a couple of years ago that I was a regular on called Murder in the First.
Sure.
And in between, a couple of sitcoms and stuff that did about a half a season and then got let go. And but yeah, I had done a lot of television.
Are we talking about the wrestling scene with Kim Cattrall?
No, that was. I wish that was a regular role. Jeez.
Do you ever get a lot about that?
I do all the time.
Because I always give it to you.
Somebody just came up to me. A woman that I now have a very close relationship. She runs a charity called Water Health. They go around the world into these small villages and they build these water filtration systems so that they can. But her approach to me was about the Sex and the City episode with Kim Cattrall. She goes, "Oh my God, blah, 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 blah." And the reason the executive producer hired me, he knew me for a long time. He said, "Did you wrestle?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that's
I know how it comes
really?"
about. and the fact that I knew you made it even funnier because it was quite a scene. But I mean, it's memorable.
Well, it was memorable, and it was really funny because my kids were younger. They were only maybe 8th grade or something like that, and some of their girlfriends would come in the driveway to go in the back to go in the pool and stuff with my sons, and they go, "Hey, Mr. Onorati, we saw you on Sex and the City." I go, "My kids haven't even seen that." No, I watched it with my mother. It's like, oh man,
Well, look, there's no doubt about that you're a good actor and you're a great character and you can do all types of impersonations because you do them on your voicemail.
I do.
And then I garble back to you.
That's right.
But that's part of why you are who you are. It's a talent. But the other flip side of that, to get roles like this and to get serious, it's not easy.
No, it's less and less easy now. Even with more outlets out there, it's even less easy. Yesterday, I went to see a scene day for young actors coming out of their master's program, and my manager was there. I didn't know she was going to be there, and I sat next to a couple casting agents, and it wasn't until I sat next to these people that my manager said, "You know who that was? You know who that was?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, they all know you." I go, "Yeah, well, I haven't been in for them lately, so I, but it's funny because you have a reputation now But even that doesn't garner you anymore. I've been in rooms where I read for a pilot years ago with Fred Dreyer, who was Hunter, who was the biggest actor in the world, and they had him auditioning.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the one thing great about this business that sort of aligns itself with working out. You're never too big.
Yeah.
You know, you're never too big, and you know, once you get to a certain level, there's always something else that you can do, or you back off a little bit and you have to get back to that level. You know,
you got to get your place in line.
It's a constant workout, you know.
This camera has helped me, and my manager says, we need you an audition tape, which I don't do anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go anymore. I'm too old.
Yeah, I've been doing
not
tapes.
too old.
Yeah.
I just don't want to drive over to Ocean Park on a Friday at 4 to slate myself, you know. And most of the people used to know me. I think a lot of the casting people are gone now, they're dead. But some of the new ones do, and they say, oh, Rick, yeah, he's a wrestler and a bodybuilder. No, I'm not. Stop asking me. When I was 70, they called me and said, we need you for an audition. They want you right away in posing briefs and oil up. Really, at 70? Seriously?
Okay, you should have gone.
Yeah. Wait a minute, I got to get some motor oil. Might make me look better. But it's a different process today. It's not just submitting a headshot anymore.
No, I've done a bunch of tapes at my home, you know, and sent them in. I just sent one in the other day for something, and there's there are now classes on that too, by the way, taping yourself at home and all that stuff. The business changed.
You get somebody to read with you, obviously.
Yeah, either I have a good friend who works the camera, or Sonny, my son, has started to do it, or even my wife, who's a writer-producer, she'll do it. But I mean, the energy is different. I like walking into. I like the nervous energy of going into a casting office.
Yeah,
and it focuses everything, and you know, and I feel like these home taping sessions are not as good.
They're not as good. I have an advantage because I have this set up here. And so when I had to do one last week, it was for a retired wrestler to play some sort of a coach type thing. And I had this girl come over, actually wrestles an actor, had to read with me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't find it difficult at all because I do this so often.
Yes.
It just became normal. So I sent it to my manager. She said, man, that's one of the best audition tapes I've ever seen. Well, I put a little opening and the closing said Rick Drasin with a wrestling shot of me.
Right.
And I had closeout music.
Oh.
I'm too used to doing music.
Production values.
Right. She said, that was really top notch. If they don't call you, they're deaf, dumb, and blind. They didn't call me. But she said, don't worry, they still have 2 months.
Yeah.
All right, last I want to talk. Here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Advice to young actors today, because I get people that come up to me that want to be wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's the same thing as acting. Man, you got to pay your dues. You got to work out in the ring. You got to submit yourself. You got to go down and try out, but you better be right on the money when you try out, because there's no second chances. There's no second impressions. The first impression works. So many times, and you know this when we go out to restaurants, you have waiters. You know that most of them want to be actors.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I'm sad for them because it's hard.
Well, I tell people, I mean, I coach sometimes, and I've spoken at UCLA and at Chapman University at their theater schools and stuff. And I tell these people that, you know, their road is different than mine, because I mean, I didn't start acting till later on. I had a whole other life as an executive, and I had nothing really on the line. I liked what I was doing and could go back to it. So I tell people, the best route to success being an actor is to have something else that you like to do and can make a living at.
Yeah.
Because if it's true that an open instrument is the best thing for us to have when we go into an audition or go into a job, how open can you be if you don't know where your rent's coming from, you don't know where you're going to eat, you have nothing. Mm-hmm. If you have another job that takes care of all that, you're freer to become an artist, to become
And they can
actor.
detect that.
Sure.
They see your confidence.
I walked in, my last job was a director of marketing and research for 4 of McCall's magazines. On Park Avenue, I called on all the ad agencies in New York. When I left, 6 months after that, I'm walking into these ad agencies auditioning for commercials, seeing all the account executives and media people, and they're going, what are you doing here? I go, oh, I'm going up for the beer commercial. They go, get out of here. No, I am, you know? And I would walk into that room, and I wanted that job as bad as anybody in that room. But I didn't need it.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yep.
Big difference. And I told my sons, I said, you want to mess around in my business? Fine. Go to college, get a degree in something you love to do as much, and they all did. So now, if they want to mess around, they can mess around. You know?
Yeah, it's good to have that backup thing going, because a lot of people don't, and then they fall short. Even some of the wrestlers I know that are in their 50s or 40s and 50s, and they've been let go. They don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
I've always had something in the background.
Yeah.
Always, with mail order, with this, or with online selling, because it keeps you going. And you don't need the other stuff when you go, I don't even want to go out anymore. I'm tired of it.
The other thing for actors too, to have something else, the other reason to have something else is, and I did this completely by default. I worked 12 years in the business world. I got my MBA, did all that stuff. I ended up the next 30 years playing the person that I was in real life. I didn't have to study anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have another job or career that you love as much and can make a living at, you're still studying humanity.
Mm-hmm.
You're still doing things and seeing people that you were not seeing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, except if they came into your restaurant and you're a waiter.
Mm-hmm.
But you're in it. You're not on the exterior looking at it.
It's the real world.
Yeah.
And you pick up from those characters.
It's priceless.
And
priceless
the interaction
experience.
with them is going to be interaction in an audition or on the set because you've already done with that.
Right.
If you haven't had any interaction with anybody in your life, you don't even know what to do once you get in there.
No. If you live, you know, my experience was that I was that person. I lived at parity with them. I had a share in the house in the Hamptons and all that yuppie stuff,
Yeah.
you know? And so I came from a completely different, I don't have much training, you know?
But it has to come from within anyway.
Does, but my only training is improvisation, and that's how I met my wife. She's the one that got me in the business. You know?
This is all improv. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
That's right. That's right.
It just comes out.
That's good.
I go out with my girl and she's Rick. It just falls out your ass when you talk to people. You come up with stuff I've never heard in my life. I said, honey, that's a new routine. It's all improv. You've never heard this one before. When you think you've heard everything, this is something new. You know?
And that's the other thing I tell young actors. I tell them, I say, take an improv class because improvisation teaches you to heighten and explore each moment in the positive.
Yeah.
The moment you go negative or the moment you go for a joke, the entire interaction falls apart. And you're left with your ass hanging out on stage.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many people when I left the business world that I got to take my friend's improv class, so it got him money for teaching them.
Mm-hmm.
But every one of them attributes their success in the business to having taken that improv class. It teaches you how to listen, and it teaches you how to heighten and explore each moment to a positive.
Yeah.
You know?
When we go out, I can talk to anybody. You know me well enough. I can talk to anybody anywhere about anything. And she's always been a little reserved, even though she owns a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah.
She holds back a little bit. Now in the past year, she's like, just comes out of her eyes. She's, I learned that from you. I watch what you do. I have her do the openings on my show now because she's good at it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like really nice. I've learned a lot this way and she's learned a lot that way.
Yeah.
And you just keep it moving. And as with age, you know how to deal with people anyway.
Yeah.
But one more thing I want to know is how do you like working on SWAT? Because I watch that show.
I love it. It's, you know, it's like when you're a little boy and you want to do cops and robbers, you want to shoot and do it. And you know, we trained with real SWAT guys. Shout out to Odie and to David, two San Diego SWAT guys that have trained us and are, you know, on the set all the time. It's great fun. Just the other day, I was sorry that I did legs because I ended up doing this squat walk, 50 times in a row, then kicking down a door with full tack, and I went, oh man, I should have done legs.
Yeah, leg day's the worst.
You know, so.
Well, I'm proud of you. You've done so well.
Thank you.
And you're still leading at Sharky's.
Yeah,
even though that's the budget place.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's
I
good.
love Sharky's.
No,
I was there when the guy first opened it up.
When do you shoot again?
I'm done with this episode, and then the last episode starts next week. I think I have a couple days on that. And that's it. We're done filming middle of April.
You see Shamar, you tell him, get over here and get on the show, and I'm going to show him that picture when I had an 8-pack with Arnold.
All right.
We're going to compare the abs.
That's perfect. That's a good idea.
That's what I want to do. That's a challenge you to come on here and show me the abs, and I'll show you those abs, not these abs.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Peter, for being here.
Thanks.
I really appreciate you taking your time.
Thanks.
And you came right when the street cleaning stopped, so you were able to park.
Yeah, I was able to park.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching Rick's Corner, and we'll see you all next time. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drasin. Personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world. And I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
drasin. He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.